Welcome to today's run-through of Bridge Operator Console for RingCentral. These are the feature updates for August 1st, 2021. Let's start with the notes indicator that's right on the screen. You'll notice this is a new feature. Users will be able to hover over a note on a user and see what those notes are. The normal process of opening the user and editing those notes is the same, but the display will be visible in the grid, so all users will be able to tell if there's a note on another user without clicking on them first. Second, we've added an audio notification that will happen when a call disconnects, whether transferred, hung up, disconnected from the other side, etc. So you'll have just an audio quiet, uninterrupting audio indication that the call is no longer on your device. We've added grid filtering to most of the grid objects on the screen and some of the other screens that pop out. So grid filtering is this, which would allow us to say, I just want to see people whose department is equal to IT. Then when I do a subsequent search or things like that, that would keep that filter, and only the people would show who had that filter match. That can be cleared and set back to normal as you would expect. So it does offer you a couple different levels of searching. You can search here and then further filter the search by a secondary search as well using the grid filtering. So that's a new feature. We've also added something called Smart Forward. That is set up here in the settings. Down below, there's a Smart Forward section. If you put something in here, Smart Forward will automatically forward a call to this destination if you are currently on the phone. So if you're on the phone and you need a call forwarded so it's handled and doesn't go to your voicemail, this is how you can accomplish that. One thing we've seen customers using it for is creating a call queue for themselves, and then subsequent calls will just go into that call queue, so they kind of queue up for them, and then they'll come out in that order. I can demonstrate that for you here. That's how we've got it configured in our sample environment as well. So first we'll get on a call, and once we do that, we will have another call come in for us. So we're on the call now. Let's bring a second call in. So you're going to see it appear just for a split second in the audio conversations. And then it should go into this Acme queue here automatically on its own. So here it comes, automatically forwarded over here. It doesn't interrupt the call I'm on. The caller and I am no wiser to the fact that it even happened, really, other than the visual indicator. So once we would hang this up, then that call would ring out and we'd be able to handle it. So it's sort of a nice mechanism to use in certain situations. That's called Smart Forward. We've added the ability to send chat notifications in Microsoft Teams. Where this comes into play the most, and that again is set here under Settings. In the Microsoft 365 section, you can enable Teams chat. So this will obviously, prior to this, you had modern messaging and not, which would be modern messaging would be the new RingCentral app. Not modern messaging would be the old RingCentral soft phone. If you turn on Teams chat, it disables both of those and uses Teams for chat. And most commonly, that is going to happen in things like our Park for or our transfer when current call ends, automatic notifications. It does not provide you any notification when you get a Teams chat. That does not exist yet from a developer side. But it will generate a Park call for the person, so they'll get a notification. It'll be marked urgent, letting them know they have a Park call, who it is, and if they are using direct routing for Teams, they will be able to dial this from here. If they're not, then they just need to, if you have them as two separate things, you'll have to just dial the number provided, but it will automate the notification for the users, and it's called out quite nicely and easy to tell that it is not a normal chat message. You can send a normal message as well, so that'll be under the messaging and intercom. With Teams chat on, if I type something in here and hit send, it's going to send a message in Microsoft Teams. Again, I won't be able to be notified if they reply back unless I have Teams running, which I normally would anyway if I'm using them together. But that is the new feature there. We've also added the ability when we pull in groups in a scenario where you've got M365 turned on, we're pulling in Microsoft groups. If that's something you don't want to see, you just want the RingCentral groups and departments, you can check this No Microsoft Groups box now, and that will turn off that feature. Both of those two settings are also available to be forced if need be from the license portal. So those will roll out this month as well. You'll be able to control that. We've also added the ability to have calls made via Ringout if you have people that are using hard phones in some sort of old sales capacity or something like that. You want calls to ring out to all your devices. Again, I don't think WebRTC devices are included in that yet, so it would just be the old RingCentral soft phone as well as old physical desk phones. But that's an option you can turn on here. And lastly, we've given you control over the company directory record limit. So normally when you search or click on a group, you're going to get back 200 or so records at most, usually 100, depending on which method you've gone about. Now, if you need to increase that and you have the machine resources to do so, we've provided it so you can turn that all the way up to 500 if you like. This can also go the other way. If you have a really low performing machine that's struggling with 100 people on the screen, you could turn that down to 50 as well. So that may help it perform a little bit better. So that'll kind of cut both ways, but it is available under the data settings in the August 1 release. With that, that will conclude today's demonstration for Bridge Operator Console for RingCentral.